So this is the ebate Ready Reckoner tool, and the idea of the tool is to sort of help you, to guide you on how to make an appropriate level of ebate offer to attract more sales and to take care of improving profitability. Let me start by using the clear data form to clear the form. The form itself is a simple form to use. You only need to worry about inputting into the yellow boxes. Everything else is locked and all the formulations are locked. So there is relatively little information to put in, and you'd actually start in this top corner here, putting in details of your company and some details of from your P&L, which I'll explain in a second. I'm just going to reset the data to put the example data in to make it quicker, and I'll zero out the offer values so that we can build them together. Okay, so you will have put in as a supplier your details in terms of information relevant to your own P&L. So in the example we've got here, we're assuming you've got an ebate offer which is lasting for 12 months, so it's an annual ebate offer. In this case, we've got a fictional cement company called XYZ Cement, and it's recorded, or we've input data on sales in terms of both the value and the volume, sales and marketing costs, variable costs, and fixed costs. And there's a little check there because all of that data is how you judge the impact of the ebate offers that we're going to build. This information, by the way, any information you input into this form is confidential. So this is a form which is made available through the platform, but it's an offline tool, so nobody else can see it. The information that you input in terms of your P&L information translates down to your baseline here, the reference by which you're going to judge the performance of the ebates going forward. So you can see that XYZ is selling 8 million tons of cement per year at an average sales price of 6,000 rupees per ton, with an operating profit of 980 crore and an operating profit margin of just over 20%. So that's our reference point. We now need to think about building the offer, and the first thing is that is to note that this is a progressive offer. You work from tier 1 through to tier 4, and tier 1 is a mandatory offer. What I mean by that is whenever you respond to a buyer request and when you submit your response, unless you've put in at least a tier 1 offer, you won't be able to submit and it will redirect. Tiers 2, 3 and 4 are entirely optional, and we'll show you how that works. So the tier 1 offer, to be clear, applies from the first rupee of sales through the platform, and this is a manual input here, and you can put in any number more than 1, as in 1%. Okay, I'm going to put in a number of 3% because that's representing the sales and marketing costs, so I'm going to put in 3 as my entry point. But you could also use the platform, Expedite platform, to procure, and when you put those numbers in, that will also, if you like, subsidize your ebate offer. So now to show you how it works, let's build the next level of offer. So we've got this company that's selling 8 million tons, and we want to improve the sales, and let's say we target another 500,000 tons. Okay, so 500,000 tons, as you can see down here, represents an increase in sales of just over 6%. And what the tool is telling us is that we can afford to offer to buyers an ebate of 5.7%. And by offering that 5.7% to attract the additional volume, this is the impact in terms of our P&L. So we're taking the sales volume from 8 to 8.5 million. Obviously, the sales value changes as a result, but we're not doing anything to impact price at all. So the average sales price remains the same. So the individual prices that you would normally be negotiating with your customers, nothing changes from that point of view. That is as it continues as it was. Your sales and marketing costs don't change because using Expediate, using the platform is free. So your extra sales are coming through the platform at no cost. Your variable costs obviously change as they're variable. Your fixed costs remain the same because they're fixed. But then you've got to take into account that you have to pay the ebates. So there is the ebates to be paid, which is the 5.7% on the 500,000 tons of extra sales, whether that's for 5 buyers or 500 buyers. And you can see that the resultant impact is an improvement when you make this offer and you achieve that sales increase, is an improvement of almost 4% on the operating profit margin and of around about 248 crore on top in terms of the operating profit itself. Now, it's important to note here that the ebate is only payable when the sales target is achieved. Okay. And that means that you've achieved the extra sales. What do I exactly mean by that? That means that those buyers have been secured, the supply has happened, and the supply has also been paid for. So you can look at this as a conditional offer, in fact, in that no win, no cost. So let's carry on building the offer up. So let's assume the next level we're going to target is 1 million tons. And I'm going to deliberately put in less zeros because it shows you that the form won't allow an illogical input. So let's put it as 1 million. Okay, so now for an increase in sales of 1 million tons or 12.5%, the tool is telling me that I can offer as an incentive to those buyers an 11.3% ebate. And again, you could see that the impact progresses, and we're now having an operating profit margin improvement of over 6% and 462 crore extra on the bottom line operating profit. And let me complete by building a final offer. So 1.2 million tons, representing 15% increase in sales. So, you know, it's quite an attractive offer there to attract an extra 15% of volume. I can afford to offer buyers through the ebates 13.6%. So it's pretty clear from a supplier's point of view that this is on a no-win, no-cost basis. So unless each tier has been triggered, there is no payment due, and that the sales have to have been paid for. So nothing to lose, and obviously the P&L benefit is clear to see. And to look at it from the buyer's point of view as well. So if you look at it from a buyer's point of view, they have the opportunity to receive these ebates, which are paid to them by the platform as a bank transfer. So these ebates are on top of the price that they would normally individually negotiate for themselves with you as a supplier. And so the 13.6% effectively for them represents the benefit of aggregating their demand with other buyers to create this extra 1.2 million, which is helping you better utilize your capacity, and which you're sharing the benefit of that with them with this ebate of 13.6%. So a clear win for the buyer as well.